So good day everyone, I am Renalyn Girante and welcome to our video presentation in physical science. This video is designed to help you understand the fundamental concept of physical science and to support your preparation for the LET or licensure examination for teacher. Now let's tackle first the physical science and their definition. So physical science is a branch of science that studies non-living system and the laws of nature governing matter and energy. So it combines physics and chemistry to explain natural phenomena. From the microscopic scale of atoms to the microscopic scale of the universe. So by the end of this video, you should be able to define physical science and its major areas, explain the properties of matter and atomic structure, describe chemical bonding and reaction, understand motion, forces, energy, heat, waves, electricity, and magnetism, and apply key physical science concept to real life and classroom situations. So in this video, we will cover the following major topics: matter and its properties, atomic structures and elements, chemical bonding and reactions, motion, forces and laws of motion, work energy and power, heat and thermodynamics, waves, sound and light, electricity, magnetism, and modern physics. So now let's proceed to the scope of physical science. First is the matter. So matter means anything that has mass and occupy space. So always remember, if the statement ay nakabutang nga, mass and occupy space, that is called matter. So I have here an example of matter. Kanang the book you are holding inside of paper, which is matter, and also a chair, a glass and a water, and the air inside a balloon are all matter. Kaya nagkuan man siya na naka-occupy ang iyahang space. Next is energy. Energy means the ability to do work or cause change. It allows object to move, produce light, or generate heat. So um, always remember that energy is the ability to do work or na siya kuan changes through objects, makaproduce siya og light or kana maka-generate siya og heat. So there are example of energy. First is light energy, heat energy, electrical energy, and motion energy. So those are the example of energy. So next scope of physical science is forces. It is a push or pull that can change the motion, shape, or direction of an object. So if na siya push or pull that can change motion or shape sa ka object, that is called a forces, pull and push. Next is changes in substances. Changes in substances happen when matter changes into a new substance through chemical reaction. So, if kuan siya naa siya kuan changes, mausog ang iyahang kuan and mausog ang iyahang substance tungod sa chemical reaction, that is called changes in substance. So, like for example, burning a paper which turned into ash or smoke. And another is cooking food, where kanang where raw ingredients change into cooked food. The branches of physical science. First is physics. It is the branch of physical science that studies matter, energy, motion, and forces. So if the sentence that has or it state the studies of matter, energy, motion, and forces, that is called as a physics. So next is chemistry. It is a branch of physical science that studies the composition, properties, and changes of matter. So if na gani siya composition, properties, and changes of matter, that is called chemistry. So now let's proceed to the matter and its properties. So states of matter. Matter exists in different states depending on temperature and energy. So first, matter or properties is solid. So a solid has definite shape and definite volume. So example for this is kanang rocks, the ice cube, or hanang a paper. So naa siya laylay sila or they are different in terms of shape and also sa ilahang kuan ibugaton. Liquid. A liquid has a definite volume but no definite shape. It takes the shape of its container. So liquid is na siya kuan ng definite volume pero laylay sila og shape. Dili sila kuan liquid has a definite volume but no definite shape. So they are different in terms of shape, but in volume, same. They are the same. Next is gas. A gas has no definite shape and no definite volumes. It's spread out to fill the entire container. Example is air. So, sa air, wala gitay makuha na nga makita nga kuan na ng ilahang shape or the volume. Plasma is a high energy that state of matter made of charged particles. It is usually found at very high temperature. So like for example, the sun and the stars, lightning of a bulb. So those are the example of plasma's physical properties. Physical properties are characteristic of matter that can be observed or measured without changing the substance. So when we say physical properties, it can be observed and measured or wala siya kausbanan. There are no changing the substance. While the chemical properties is that naa siya nag-describe siya og how a substance react and changes into a new substance. Physical changes versus chemical changes. So physical changes is a change in form or appearance without changing the substance itself. So in physical change is mausog lang iyahang appearance pero dili mausog ang iyahang substance good. Magkano good siya. So in other words, physical change is that it's a change in a form or appearance without changing the substance itself. While the chemical change is a chemical change occurs when a substance changes into a new substance with different properties. Next is atomic structures and elements. So let's tackle first the atoms. Atom is the smallest unit of the matter that retains the properties of an element. It is made up of three main subatomic particles. So always remember that atom is the smallest unit of matter. Pinakagamay nga butang guna siya. Atom is the smallest unit of matter. Next is atomic number, mass number, and isotopes. So when we say atomic number, the atomic number is the number of protons in an atom. So as you can see here in the periodic table, naa sa hydrogen ay one ng color red. That is called the atomic number. So again, ang atomic number is a number of protons in an atom. So, naagod siya, like, hydrogen siya good ang pinaka-highest or pinaka-una sa periodic table of elements. Next is mass number, or what we call as atomic mass. The mass number is the total number of protons and neutrons in an atom. So, as you can see here in the periodic table elements na sa left side nga pinakataas, that is called the atomic mass, the total number of protons and neutrons in the atom. Chemical bonding and reactions. So chemical bonds are the forces that hold atoms together to form molecules or compounds. So again, chemical bonds, imo siyang ang imong timailhan is that the forces that hold atoms together nga makahimo siya og molecules. Next is the types of chemical bonds. First is the ionic bond. An ionic bond forms when electrons are transferred from one atom to another, usually between a metal to a non-metal. So ionic bond is imuhang siyang timailhan ra gud siya is matransfer from one atom to another. And usually, makuha ni siyang ionic bond sa metal things to non-metal things. Next is covalent bond. A covalent bond forms when atoms share electrons, usually between nonmetals. So, covalent bond is an atom shares electrons. So, usually between daw sa nonmetals. Yes. Next is metallic band. A metallic band occurs between metal atoms. Sa metal rapot siya to kuan siya sa kuan electrons. So there are four types of chemical reactions. So let's talk first what is chemical reaction. So chemical reaction occurs when substance change into a new substance. Like for example of chemical reaction, baking soda and um, vinegar. So or a coke um, baking soda and a vinegar or a coke, if you mix it, magkuan gud siya na agud siya chemical reaction nga ma-form. So first chemical reaction is synthesis reaction. Two or more substance combine to form one new substance. So next is decomposition reaction. One compound breaks down into two or more simpler substance. So, maura ko na imong bantayan if kuan gani siya. Two or more compound breaks down into two or more simpler substances is that we call as decomposition reaction. Next is single replacement reaction. Single replacement reaction. One element replaces another element in a compound. Double replacement reaction is ions into compounds exchange a partner. If naagani siya, two compounds siya ma-exchange ang partner. Two compounds that exchange a partner is what we call as the double replacement reaction. Next is motion, forces, and loss of motion. So motion and its basic quantities. So let's talk first on what is motion. Motion occurs when an object changes its position related to the reference point over time. Motion can be slow or fast, straight or curved, and constant or changing. So motion is motion is kanang imuhang sa imuhang sa if either it's slow or fast ba na nga kadalagan, straight pa or pa curve, and also na siya kuan constant or kanang changes. So first is distance. Distance refers to the total path length traveled by an object regardless of the direction. So like for example kanang salakyan, so di ba from the here sa Norso to Sumaliring, so naagud siya kuan distance na taas gud siya og distance. Is displacement. Displacement is a shortest straight line distance from the starting point to the ending point, including direction. It describes the overall change in position, not the path taken. So, kung pag nakagani shortest straight line distance from starting point to the ending point is what we call as displacement. Next is speed. Speed measure how fast an object moving. So kanang pagpadalagan nato sa like sa motorcycle or say sa car, so naagod na siya speed. Next is velocity. A velocity describes the rate of change or displacement over time. It includes both speed and direction, making it more informative than speed. So velocity is nago siya rate sa iyang changes sa iyang displacement sa kana nga time. And ma-include ya ang speed and direction sa kung unsa ka kusgon na sa imong dalagan ug asa siya padulong mo na siya what we call as the velocity. Next is acceleration. Acceleration is the rate at which velocity changes over time. So una siya ang acceleration is an rate na siya sa kung ano nang changes sa velocity over time. Now, letter B, Newton's law of motion. First law of motion is law of inertia. This law states that object naturally resist changes in their state of motion. An object will remain at rest or move at constant velocity unless an unbalanced external force acts on it. So, law of inertia is the object naturally resists changes in their state of motion. Next is the law of acceleration. The acceleration of an object depends on the net force applied at the mass of the object. Next is law of force. For every force exerted by an object, there an equal force exerted back to the opposite direction. Or um, always remember that if law always remember that law of force is law of force is a force exerted by an object. There is an equal force exerted by into an opposite direction. Or in short, in every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Mao na siya sa law of force. Letter C is forces, friction, gravity, and force balance. So friction is a force that resists relative motion between surfaces in contact. It converts kinetic energy into heat and helps control movement. Next is gravity. Gravity is a universal force of attraction between all objects with mass. On Earth, it pulls objects toward the center of the planet. So gravity is the attraction between all objects with mass. So balanced forces occur when forces acting on an object are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So balanced forces, like for example, if the phone is put in the table, so di good siya mahulog, makuan gud siya og munay balanced forces. So when we say unbalanced forces is occur when the forces acting on an object are not equal, causing a change in speed, direction, or a shape. So like for example, kanang mango. So makatagak ra siya og kalit. So muna siya example sa unbalanced forces. Unbalanced forces. Next is work, energy, and power. So work is done when a force is applied to an object and causes to move in the direction at the force. So if there is no movement, no work is done, even if force is applied. So here is the formula. Work is equal to force times distance, or W equals F times D. So here are the example or a scenario. Maria is pushing a box across the classroom floor. She applies a force of 20 newtons to the box, and the box moves 50 meters in the same direction as the force. So here are the given. Ang iyahang force is 20 newton and the distance is 5 meters. So work is equal to 20 newton times 5 meter is equal to 100 joules. Mao na iyahang work, 100 joules. Next is energy. Energy is the ability to do work or cause change. Object possess energy because of their motion or position. So energy is ability to do work or cause changes. Next is heat and thermodynamics. First is let's talk the temperature versus heat. Temperature is measure how hot or cold an object is, which depends on the coverage of kinetic energy of its surface. So temperature, like for example, um, 37 temperature, 36 temperature mo na siya. When we say heat, heat is the energy transferred from a hotter object to a colder object due to temperature difference. Like for example, na you are nag-init ka tubig niya. Nimong nalimtan na taod aron so, di ba? Ni turn into a colder one. So ni pugnaw siya. So gikan siya sa init kayo siya pero nakuha nimo na biyaan nimo siya mapaingon siya sa bugnaw. So munay tawag og heat. Into the waves, sounds, and light. So mechanical waves require a medium like solid, liquid, or gas to travel. They are caused by the vibration of particles. Next is electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves do not require a medium that can travel through empty space. They are caused by oscillating electric and magnetic fields. Letter B is wave properties. Wavelength is a distance between two consecutive crisps or roots. Next is frequency or F, number of waves passing a point per second. And amplitude. Amplitude is a maximum displacement of a wave from its position. Now let's proceed to the sound waves. Sound is a mechanical wave caused by vibrating object that travels through a medium. There are three types of sound. The speed depends on the medium. It is a faster in solids, slower in gases. Speed, there are three types of sound waves: speed, pitch, and loudness. Next is light. Light behaves as a wave and can be refracted, or focused. First is reflection, bouncing of light off a surface. Refraction, bending of light as it passes from one medium. Lenses as transparent materials that reflect light to form images, and optical instruments. Next is electric charge, current, voltage, and resistance. So electric charge is a property of matter that causes it to experience a force of an electric field. Changes can be positive or negative. Electric current is the flow of electric charge through conductor. Next is electricity and magnetism. So voltage. Voltage is the energy per unit charge that drives current through circuit. Resistance is the measure of how the materials opposes the flow of electric current. Next is magnets and magnetic fields. Magnets create a magnetic field which exert a force on other magnets or moving charges. Next is electromagnetism. Electromagnetism is the interaction between electric currents and magnetic fields. So electric current produces a magnetic field, and changing magnetic fields can generate electric current. Next is modern physics and society. So let's talk the atomic physics. Atomic physics is the study structure of atoms and electrons. Is radioactivity. Radioactivity is the spontaneous emission of particles or energy from unstable atomic nuclei. So, energy resources, renewable versus non-renewable. Renewable energy is energy from sources that are naturally replenished, like solar energy, wind, hydroelectric, or geothermal. While non-renewable energy is energy from sources cannot easily, like coal, coal and oil. So, in conclusion, physical science is the study of non-living things or systems, matter, energy, and the laws that govern the natural world. From understanding atoms and elements to exploring waves, electricity, and thermodynamics, it explains how object moves, interact, and transform. We have seen that matter has properties and exists in different states. Energy can be kinetic or potential, and forces in motion are governed by Newton's law. So chemical reaction and bonding shows how substances combine and change, while heat and thermodynamics describe energy transfer temperature effect. So thank you for watching this video presentation on physical science. I hope this discussion helped clarify key concept and strengthen your understanding for both classroom application and the lab examination. Keep practicing this concept, review the key takeaways, and do not hesitate to ask questions if you need clarification. I wish you all the best in your studies and future teaching career. Thank you and good luck.